Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Nice Last Call. My name, Derek Melinda, joining you this Thursday evening. Not quite the end of the week, but almost there. But it is the end of the week for me. That's right. I am off tomorrow. I'm going to be heading out to beautiful Las Vegas, America's Playground. Those of you who know me know that I like to head out there. It's a fun little getaway for me, a chance for me to play some games and have some good times with it. So hopefully everybody is doing well today. Let's get a little music going. Let me know if it's too quiet in the chat, but should be good. All right. Well, that's a lovely way to start the stream. Want to give a big shout out to Shadram in here, repping his nice little loyalty badge, showing his support for the Nice Last Call. And oh yes, Blood Earnest, a new patron to the Nice Last Call, showing up for their first live stream, live at least. Welcome, Blood Earnest. Glad to have you here. Cyber wants to know what tabs we do need to have open. I have the Wikipedia page on Zebra. I was looking at that. Earlier, Cyber. So that's not a bad option. So yeah, tonight is going to be pretty low key, low stream. Tonight's tip goal is honestly, it's just to support me. I'm going to Vegas. I could always use a little extra spending money. So happy to have your all support. If you didn't catch it, Tuesday was sort of a behind the scenes dress rehearsal of our studio build. We're not completely there yet. There's still lighting and a couple of additional details, but we did drop about $1,000 more this week on extra lights, extra tripods, some more grip. Grip is stuff like C-stands and baby pin connectors and all sorts of other stuff that we use in order to actually connect all this stuff up and equipment. And I've got another purchase of about $1,000 pending to buy new microphones. For those of you who don't know, sometimes on the streams, I have, I'm going to bring this one down here into frame here. Sometimes I use this microphone here. This microphone here is a shot. I want to sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not have my microphone in the shot, but that's what we want to have for our studio stream. So we're actually going to be needing to buy 4 more of these, one for each guest, and we already have one. And so yeah, your support makes that happen, and I'm always very, very thankful and very, very appreciative of that. Are we going to turn those castle windows into green screens to add some sort of digital elements? Rich, no, we thought about it, but no, we're actually just putting up this sort of a frosted window film, and we're gonna have some lights back there. We can change the colors and stuff like that, but it's just gonna be basically basic lighting. If we decide to ever, upgrade it beyond that, we can, but that's an additional technical challenge that we don't necessarily have the capability to deal with right now, mostly because we don't have like a dedicated producer. If you watch Tuesday, I was using my Stream Deck to change between all of the scenes. So and while it'd be great to have somebody in there, I can't necessarily expect for them to know how to handle and do all of the editing and producing and directing at the same time. So, we're somewhat limited, but Henry, long time no see. Henry, great to see you. Thank you. Also repping their sexy loyalty badge, the nice red badge. Thank you so much. So for everybody who's here tonight, we are here for a couple reasons. One, we're just going to talk about archetypes. I'm going to pull up some stats. I have a link which I'll be putting into the show notes below that just has all of the rankings. In fact, let me do that first, and then we can kind of make sure we're all on the same page here. Let me head over to the Knights of Last Call account here. We got the archetype ratings. Okay. The link. Be a viewer. All right. Got the link, and now over to YouTube. All right. There is our Google Doc link if you want to take a look. So let me start. I'm going to shoot over some windows real quick. I'm going to have to update something here, but it should be all right. Okay. All right, here we go. I am going to go grab this. All good. All right. So here is our Pathfinder archetype rankings. And what I did earlier here is I put in some graphs to sort of pivot and sort of see where we're sort of backing up from, or starting from. I heard this one will be Northern Reaches Season 2 legal. Yeah, maybe. So unfortunately, Pumpkin, we're gonna get to the zebra in the the last 90 minutes or whatever of the show. I do want to actually talk about archetypes first. Cybersmith coming in with our super chat. Thank you. I've read zebras can move ears independently to locate sounds. Master perception gated feat to give zebra companion minion hearing is a precise sense. Oh, I'm already intrigued. We could definitely consider that. That sounds totally doable. Yeah, I mean, big part of what we're going to be kind of deciding to do here is how much. How seriously do we want to take all of this? But let's start by taking a look just real quick at where we ended up with these mechanics and these archetypes. So as you know, we now there is some duplicating here because a handful of archetypes, about 20 archetypes, got both a mechanical grade and a flavor grade. But you can see that the mechanical archetypes followed a pretty nice little bell curve with a concentration around C and kind of plummeting off towards F. And then we had a nice chunk of A's and B's with just a handful of S's. And the flavor archetypes, while not quite as smooth, follows a fairly similar pattern. So again, while it may, while my rating, you may not agree with it. And when I say my rating, obviously the channel and you're everyone participating had a huge influence on it. Ultimately, you all and I myself, at least we had a fairly balanced view of what it is that we were doing here. If Pitt beats Iowa State tomorrow, put this on them. Okay, sounds good. And so yeah, this is again a pretty simplistic. Thank you, Damian Williams, for that super chat, by the way. I'm assuming that's you're saying, are they playing tomorrow or are they playing already? Because I mean, I think some of the stuff has already started, but I'll note that from Damian for Pittsburgh. Okay, I won't be there tomorrow to bet on tomorrow's game. Got it. Okay, thank you, Damian. London, I was watching that show as well. I did see that. It's actually funny. I didn't know who that was. But the person came in, Jess, and was like, hey, I designed that archetype, and we gave it an A. She just argued that it should be mechanical than flavor. And I said, you know what? You're absolutely right. There is a mechanical element to Pathfinder 2's social game. The fact that most people choose to sort of ignore it and play it as FBT doesn't change the fact that it is there. But yeah. You want it to go from F to S? Oh, okay. We could have done that, I suppose. It's an option. But anyways, so if we go over to the actual rankings themselves, and we'll just take a look at our mechanics here, and we will only look at our S grades. So these were, according to us, our very best mechanical archetypes. You can see 3 of them were multi-class archetypes. So your basic bread and butter archetypes right out of the core rulebook. We had the champion, we had the psychic. Well, I guess it's not out of the core rulebook, but we had the champion, and then we had the psychic, and we had the thaumaturge. All of them very powerful for the abilities that they grant you, the focus points and the amp spells of the psychic being sort of hallmark. Champion obviously giving you automatic heavy armor proficiency, not to mention some incredibly fabulous feats that give you basically really what you want out of the champion anyways. The reaction and possibly lay on hands. And again, for the champion, it's like for just the dedication plus the 2 feats, you get, it feels like you get 90% of the champion class. So it's pretty damn good. And lastly, the Thaumaturge did a really good job. I mean, you know, compared to some of our earlier classes, some of the earlier multi-class archetypes, classes like Psychic and Thaumaturge out of Dark Archive really felt like they actually understood how this was supposed to work. By the way, it's no secret that Summoner and Magus both got Fs out of Secrets of Magic. So it seems like they maybe even understood that their approach to those classes didn't really work. And we saw that in Dark Archive, Psychic and Thaumaturge both had very compelling multi-class feats that really allowed them, I think, to perform as you would expect them to and you would want them to. Some of the other S tiers are sort of obvious standouts. Beastmaster and Medic have long been known to be incredible archetypes, especially Beastmaster. We've played it many times in our own campaigns, so we've seen this kind of firsthand. And it seems like these days, almost every group has somebody that goes Medic. And then we had some oddballs. So the one that came out of the blue for me, and I think for a lot of people, honestly, watching the show, was this Student of Perfection, which is out of the Impossible Lands, originally out of, I think, the World Guide or Gods and Magic or something. Crazy class with some incredibly powerful focus spells, some really, really amazing abilities. Just really just a standout, archetype, just fantastic. Then we had 2 more. Undead Master just really impressed us because it was Beastmaster, but with undead, and actually a couple little extra little benefits that maybe you couldn't get because, you know, your animals are in theory real creatures. Whereas the Undead Master, you know, the class is clearly built around the idea that your pet is kind of expendable. But for the most part, it literally was just the Beastmaster archetype, just with some extra undead flavor to it. So it's kind of a free gimme. And this was probably one of the most painful ratings of the entire stream, which was Unexpected Sharpshooter, which again, it's somebody who has incredible powers to have people miss them, to hit them, but it's not because they're trying. It's not because they're skilled. It's because they're just dumb luck, and they just, you know, they shoot their arrow, but at the last minute they sneeze, so the arrow goes really wide, and then it bounces off of a tree, and it hits a barrel, and the barrel rope snaps on the barrel, and the barrel rolls down the ramp, and then that scares a horse who, you know, whinnies up into the air, which knocks over a lamp post, which crushes the enemy and does a bunch of damage to them. So it's so silly and dumb, but you know, it's insanely powerful. And it comes online pretty early. I mean, you get some good abilities early, and by level 10, you are really cooking with gas on that one. So those were sort of our standouts, our best. From a flavor perspective, it's really all over the place. I thought that these were some of the archetypes that just really did an awesome job of capturing the flavor that they were attempting to go for. Some of them were even kind of, you know, mechanically compelling, but for the most part, from, you know, the Bellflower Tiller, which was an example of one that is very mechanically strong, assuming you allow your party members to count themselves as the crop, which apparently you're supposed to. Just a really great, fun class that really felt like it delivered on its promise. The Chrono Skimmer, again, its power is arguable, but it had all of the time traveling tropes that you would want to have. The Exorcist would be unbelievably powerful in a spirit / undead based campaign. But again, it had all of the tropes covered. It really, really delivered on those, you know, elements. And, you know, the same was true for the rest of these, from the Packbinder to the Sleepwalker. Overall, I think I was pretty impressed with a lot of the flavor class. But You hate the Chrono Skimmer flavor, but the power level is through the roof. Well, okay, it's different if you don't, I don't, like, it's a question of, do I like the flavor? No, I would never really put someone, a time traveling time mage in my Pathfinder 2 campaign. I don't think that's appropriate, but I can't deny that if that's what you're going for, then that is what this definitely delivers. Oh, we're talking about champions here. We got a super chat coming in from Henry. Wait, is Unexpected Sharpshooter the Jar Jar Binks archetype? Yes, Henry. It is the Jar Jar Binks archetype, 100%. Him running, grabbing onto the back of the little tank. It opens up. He drops all the little blue balls. They scatter into the battlefield. They kill more people than all of the Gungans combined. The droid arm is stuck to him, and he's flailing around. He shoots 10 people. Yeah. It's very good. Strat says, right, okay, I misunderstood flavor ranking until now. Okay, fair enough. My sense, okay, here's, you know what? We've talked about this before on the stream, but there's sort of two different versions in at least in Magic the Gathering. They like to talk about this, but I imagine this is true anywhere. There's sort of two ways that you can design fundamental philosophies that you can design a game. This is true for board games too, by the way. One is top down. Top down design says, look, we are going to start with an idea or a concept. I want to make a game about building the pyramids of Egypt, right? And so then suddenly, and you know, tonight we're going to be doing some top down design. We're like, we want to create an archetype around zebras. So top-down design is this idea that you have this theme or this genre or this concept, and it has associated with it certain tropes. Okay, I'm going to make a board game, or I'm going to make a Magic the Gathering card set that's sort of based in a sort of an Egypt analog. Okay, so what should we have? I don't know, maybe like pyramids and pyramid buildings. You know, we should probably have some sort of mummies or, you know, sort of undead that are actually like servicing the community instead of just being evil and terrible. There might be some sort of big river that, you know, that floods, right? All of these things go into a top-down design so that when you sit down and play, now, if you do a good job, the mechanics will not only support the theme, but they will be fun and compelling mechanics in and of themselves. So to me, flavor archetypes really exemplified the idea of a top-down design. It's the idea of, okay, I want to make a character that's like, you know, a dreamwalker. What would that character have? What would the abilities that would tell that character's tropes and narrative, you know, kind of concepts well? I'm not as concerned about making a compelling game design as I am making something that's flavorful and fun. Whereas I view mechanics more in the sense of, and again, there's, you know, you're free to disagree. Mechanics for me was like, well, these don't really have like a stand out, you know, narrative concept. It's more about like, I want to be able to do this mechanical thing in the game, right? And, you know, you sometimes get board games like this where the theme feels kind of what they call pasted on, where really the game designer had a really cool idea for an interaction mechanic or some sort of new resource mechanic. But since you can't really sell a board game that's just like, you know, has no story, no theme, they design this really amazing game, and then someone says, well, you got to put a theme on it, and they go, I don't know, it's about 18th century Italy or something like that, and you're like, what does this have to do, you know, with 18th century Italy? And the truth is, it does not. They just really like their mechanics. So for me, a lot of these are more about creating fun mechanical elements in the game and not really worrying about like, are we hitting all of the tropes with this? So that is that. I'm just trying to find the window here. There we go. Yeah, it's always, yeah, exactly. It's always about trading in Renaissance Europe. That's exactly right. All right. So with that in mind, we are going to the whiteboard. And again, I want to say again, thank you to everybody who has supported us, through this series, with the channel, with just everything. Obviously you all are the lifeblood of this. I appreciate all of the support. Whether it's from your Patreon, whether it's from your tipping, your super chatting, it all means so much to me, and I really, really do appreciate it. Keeps us going for sure. All right, we're here. We're at the thing now. I don't know if okay, I've got my pen. All right. I just need to change where I am mapping to. Here we go. All right, so here we go. Mapping. We've got ourselves our pen. All right. So today we want to be talking zebras, and we want to be talking the zebra Wrangler. Now, I said that this was going to be a top-down design, and that is somewhat true. Now, we need to make some decisions here first, and I might go to the poll, and I see Great Role Playing Debbie is in the chat. And wants to remind everybody that they were totally sober when they asked for this. And for anybody who's watching who wasn't a part of our initial stream, you've been wondering, why the fuck are they creating an archetype called Zebra Wrangler? Well, it's because of this person right here who tipped a good chunk of money and said, I don't even remember how or why this came out, but they wanted a Zebra Wrangler. So, that is why we were doing this. So first things first. Now, I said we are going to do, it's going to be a top-down design, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we can't meet somewhere in the middle. I very rarely ever do strictly top-down design. I sort of like to meet in the middle. And so there are some mechanical, considerations that I think we should make first before we get into this. So the first thing we need to decide, and I'm going to put this to the poll, is how should we build this archetype? Okay. I'm going to say full PF2 razor, like a normal person. All right, so I am asking the community. Must contain between 1 and 35 characters. Oh, I typed too much. There we go. Cybersmith, we will get to that presumption here in a second. I just want to make sure, again, I really want this to be an interactive process. So, we've gone through this process. We have read all of the archetypes. We did cover all of them, by the way. And so I think we have a idea of how these archetypes have been designed in aggregate. And so we have some, interesting decisions to make, because we could make an archetype that is very, mechanically compelling with some very juicy choices that will really perform well within the context of Pathfinder 2 math and system that we, tend to know. But we could also make it so that, and again, I'm just spitballing here. We all know that the zebra has some sort of, zebra stripe ability, right? They're going to have some sort of ability to, hide or concealed. So one option would be if the zebra is in, grasslands and they, you know, haven't moved this turn, they get a +1 circumstance bonus to hide checks, but not sneak checks, until the end of their next turn. That would be the Pathfinder 2 sort of, you know, a way for it. Alternatively, we could do something like, you know, a zebra in you know, in outdoors or in areas of, you know, foliage or grass or any sort of plant material, like always has concealment. Right? So that's a little bit more, you know, powerful. And, you know, and then if we want to go like into the S tier, it's like, you know, if you're next to your zebra, you can both, I don't know, hide in plain sight. So again, it's like, how do we want to really approach this? Henry with a $5 super chat. Henry, I'm sorry. Did it drop out your message? Henry, I am sorry. It dropped out your message. Thank you for the $5. Henry, if you go ahead and post it in chat, I will read it. Henry did say, what is the accepted definition of Paizo's razor? Wasn't it something like, if it seems too good to be true, it is, so you don't get to do it? Henry, the official definition of Paizo's razor is, whenever this is the official, well, have we described it? Whenever there are two possible interpretations of a rule or of a mechanic or rules text, always choose the one that would be the least fun or the lesser powerful. Always go with the one that is the more balanced. Like, if you're like, well, I could interpret it this way, and that would be really cool and interesting, or at least it would be very mechanically powerful, but the other option seems less powerful, go with that one, because that is how they want you to sort of, you know, resolve things. So that is the answer to what is that. Golden Cat says, what I like about the stealth idea is how insane it is. Zebras evolved to be good at hiding within groups of zebras. Something like, oh, Shadow Solomon, getting serious. Something like hide in the herd. Yes, okay. Shadow Solomon's getting there. Cybersmith, there are some different hypotheses for why zebras have stripes. Yes, I read Wikipedia today as well, Cybersmith. They did mention it could be for heat regulation. It could be for repelling flies. I read that as well. They're not 100% sure, honestly, why they have these stripes. They do believe it aids them in some sort of form of herd camouflage, but there may be other biological functions as well, because while it may give them camouflage, the black and white stripes also, you know, because their primary predators are colorblind. So that's why, like, the color differentiation doesn't make that much of a difference. But anyways, yes, coming in clutch with the zebra fact checks. Right. Yes, Ayla's postulate to Paizo's razor is that yes, if a feat or a mechanic or a spell seems good, just keep reading, because inevitably you are going to get to something that's going to make you go, oh, that's not as good. And that, like, the classic example of that from the spell archetype was Flaming Sphere. If you go on your computer right now, maybe I'll bring it up because we're just having fun here and we're just shooting the shit, right? Let me go over to Archetypes and Nethys. Let's see here. All right, if we go look up Flaming Sphere, I remember reading this and we were rating it, and I was like, oh, this spell's actually really good. I was like really impressed with it. It was really doing a lot of work on it, or, you know, a lot of work in the game, I should say. And I was like, oh, this doesn't actually seem, you know, that bad at all. I was like, oh, this is kind of a cool kind of spell. And I was like, okay, so you get to make a spell. Okay, cool. And then you can, you know, it lasts for a minute. You have to sustain it. That's okay. So 2 actions the first round, 1 action for each round. And then it was like, and they take 3d6 damage each round. And this is the game, you know, this is where they errated it and said, you can only sustain it once a round. But I was like, that's still pretty good. 3d6 damage, save for half, because I was like, oh, you know, that's pretty nice, because it says basic reflex save. And we all know what basic reflex save is. That's why you have terms like basic reflex save, so that it always means the same thing. Oh, wait, except here at the end, randomly, the last sentence, creatures that succeed at their save take no damage. This is like the hallmark of Ayla's postulate here. So yeah, anyways. All right. So going back to our poll, let me find that. All right, 50% of you said 50% of you said full probably OPS level. So and a good percentage of you said C to B, and then only a small amount of you said full PF2 Razor. So we're gonna be aiming, you know, more towards a higher end archetype with our Zebra Wrangler. Henry asks, so why didn't the basic get removed on the errata? Well, the errata, Henry, was specifically related to how many times per round you could sustain the spell. Because originally, Henry, you could cast Flaming Sphere for 2 actions and then spend 1 action to sustain it, which would make it attack again. And so you could attack with it twice in the first round for 3 actions. And then in follow-up rounds, you could just go sustain, 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 and make the ball attack, 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 which would have been 3d6, 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 reflex save, reflex save, reflex save, which is pretty damn good. The basic reflex save, and then at the end, you take no damage on a failed save, was always in the spell, and it never got changed. So, Shadram, I forgot about that spell. It made me so mad. Yeah, we're gonna go S, aiming for an A. That is kind of where I'm at as well, Shadow. Okay, so next concept, if you will, or next idea that I want to talk about is, and then let me erase this stuff here. I want to kind of talk about the format and structure. We're going to talk about like what things that we know zebras have, and I think we generally have an idea of the traits of the zebra, but we'll get to that in a second. I think those are pretty easily. I want to talk about structure of the archetype class. So we've gone through these archetypes, so we know that there are a couple of sort of key distinctions between archetypes. So the first thing is this class based on Beastmaster? Okay, is it based on the Beastmaster? In other words, do you need the Beastmaster dedication in order to take Zebra Wrangler? Is Zebra Wrangler just an upgrade to the Beastmaster dedication already, which is already S tier? So should we base into those core Beastmaster mechanics and represent this as sort of a higher tier level of a Beastmaster? Because while Beastmasters might be able to control wolves and bears and cats and all this other stuff, controlling a zebra requires another level of expertise. Or do we want to make it its own thing completely? So that's sort of the first question that we need to answer. The second question that we need to answer is, what is the what is the target range for this archetype? In other words, obviously if it's based off Beastmaster, it can't be dedication 2. But is this more of a low level, right? Or is it like high level? Would this archetype kind of cap out around level 8 or 10? Or would this archetype have level 14, level 18, etc., options, right? And then the third option, and this kind of relates to how many good ideas we have, so we may have to revise this, is how dense of an archetype is this? We have seen archetypes that have, dedication and then only have 3 to 4 feats. And then obviously we have seen some that have, 10 or more feats in them. And, obviously too, as we go through the Zebra Wrangler, we should also be sort of kind of lookout for new feats, AKA ones that, we create that sort of link it to, what we're trying to do with the zebra, but also obviously, access feats to other existing classes. I don't think these are as compelling, but sometimes there might be a particular ranger or druid or something feat that really, stands out and might work for our Zebra Wrangler. So I think that's kind of where, we need to decide this as sort of holistically. So again, I'm going to go to the polls. So get your poll voting ready. So the first question is going to be, should this be based on the Beastmaster? In other words, you need to have the Beastmaster dedication, or should it be its own thing entirely? So, and I think that I think there's pros and cons to both. Because, like, as an example, if we look up Mammoth Lord, Mammoth Lord is its own thing. It basically scales just like a Beastmaster. Same with Undead Master. But, it's got some of its own little unique things like Mammoth Charge and Mega Fauna Veterinarian, that sort of thing. We'll get those votes in. All right. Well, it looks like it's overwhelmingly its own thing, so I'm just going to call it there. So we're going to go its own thing. Okay. And then, allowing multiple ways of getting it seems fair. Would we want Zebra Cavalier to have to pick up Beastmaster just to be a Zebra Wrangler? Okay, that's interesting. George is saying level 2 dedication, 2 to 20, 10 feats, maybe 12. Feat chain chaining is a questionable design to me. I can't agree to that. So what about the scale? What about the range or the scale? Should this be primarily, 1 to 10, or I should say 2 to 10? Should this be 2 to 14? Should we have a, high level capstone? Or maybe it's more mid level. Maybe it's like, 4 to 6 to like, 16 or something like that. So we got a couple different options here. Let's see what everybody says here on the poll. Level 22 capstone. Only in the northern reaches. Now this is an important question. Just because, again, part of the problem here is we need to make sure that we actually have abilities and functional things that this is going to be able to actually use at high level. We can't just say, obviously, unless our zebra is going into space, but, and so while everyone votes on that, there's a couple other things. Cybersmith just said something, and I think that's true. There's a couple of things that I personally would love to be able to do, which is, like, for example, if you have a level 2 dedication, then I think there should be at least 3 level 4 feats so that you have a choice between them. And then maybe you add 1 at 6. And so now it's like, okay, I took this one at level 4, and then at level 6, I get to choose between this one, or there's a new one, but then I get to still choose between these 2. And then maybe you don't have one at 8. Maybe you have one like, at 10 or like 12. And then you've got to make, because you can never make it so that there's just one option. So it's like, okay, I chose a 2, and then a 4, and then a 4, and then at 8, I took the 6, and then at 10, I took the 10, which now left me with the 4 and the 12, and then there were 2 12s. I took the 1 12, right? We always need to make sure that we have, all of the things in place so that we can actually make this a compelling mechanical choice. Nothing bothers me more than Pathfinder 2, which is all about these mechanical builds and choices, and then they make it so that at some levels you literally only get one choice. I can't stand that. All right, so it sounds like people want 2 to 20 all the way to 33. So that kind of answers our last question about how many feats we're going to need. So we're going to need more feats than that. We're going to need a good 8 to 10 feats. So we better get busy here. All right. So let us let me bring up this, because we're going to want. So I guess the first question is, do we want to start with the young animal companion. Is that our baseline? Let me move this down so that we can see it proper. There we go. Oh, what happened to my... I don't know what happened to my tip info. Interesting. I just realized that interesting. I don't know where that is. Oh, there it is. Oh, it got moved. Oh, I don't know what happened to it. Weird. Sorry, everybody. There we go. My tip goal got all messed up. All right, there we go. By the way, thank you for the super chats. The tips are currently at 0, but we do have some super chats, so I appreciate that. That's just not being counted or tracked in that bar. All right, sorry about that, everybody. So, okay, going back to Mammoth Lord. Do we want to use? I think we want to use the the sort of the chassis of the Beastmaster, right? Like we still want to kind of have that. I think is a basic concept. Let's take a look here. Sorry, I missed some stuff. Cybersmith, important. Will there be edicts and anathemas? No, there will not be edicts or anathemas for that. I do not believe at all. No. So we do not have to worry about that. Thank you for the super chat. If we want to go high level, Shadram says it feels like we should be able to wrangle a full herd of zebras if we want to go S tier. I don't think you're incorrect. We just need to figure out a way to do that, Shadram. Unfortunate Pumpkin says the highest level feat should be at level 18. That feels appropriate to me, Unfortunate Pumpkin, and I think we'll go with that as well. I think level 20 feats are kind of bullshit. And I don't think all feats should be chained. Agreed. But having a few of the high level ones feats be better chained to lower level feats is reasonable. I also agree with that, George. I think we're all in agreement here. Is there a zebra stat block, or do we need to make our own? Well, so Shadow Solomon, that's the first question that we need to answer, because the situation here is that if we are going to use the basics of the young animal companion rules, then the zebra is sort of locked in. And again, we still want to be, somewhat reasonable to the way that the game works. Damien asks, are we mounting? We should look at Cavalier for the baseline. I guess I was not imagining that we were going to be mounting. I was thinking more of that this is someone as a pet. Maybe that is like a high level thing. So George says one for mounts, one for fighting. Strat, you're exactly thinking what I was going to think. I was exactly thinking that maybe we could use incarnate spells. Exactly, because the zebras is more metaphorical. I agree. Yep, exactly. Yep, have zebra wrangling be summon kaiju. I completely agree. I actually really like that. Let's see here. Yeah, Krogan is saying pet class is better than mounted combat. I would prefer. Yeah, it's called Zebra Wrangler. So I think we're going to go with pet class here as an initial basis. So that means we are going to have to have our sort of zebra dedication. I've got so much stuff going on here. It's gonna be a hell of a day here, people. Okay. Okay. So Okay, so we're gonna have our zebra Wrangler dedication. It's gonna be feat 2. I guess it's gonna be uncommon, right? Archetype. I think that's it. That's it for that. I think we can all admit it should be uncommon. Should it be rare? Should it be rare? Got to be careful not to let this up. Level 2. We don't have any usage. I wonder if the CSS supports unique. I love it. We'll go with rare. I don't think there's going to be any sort of usage, per se. Man, I got things all over the place here. So we need to have prerequisites. Now we're not going to get into this detail for all of them, but you know. Oh, that's true. Oh. Does rare need us to define access requirements? This is actually, I actually think that's kind of actually a good question. Access, right? Does someone need special access? Do we need to be from a certain part of the wherever? Maybe a character from, like, yes, a character from Holomog. You have to have wrangled a zebra. But remember, but we want this to be level 2, Kragan. So it's like that can be kind of counter-purpose. I mean, I know we like to troll on the game here, but like a big part of it is like I want to make sure that, the way that the game works is that, people get things at the level where it is appropriate to get it. Okay, dedication. Access from Northport. You must have encountered a zebra. George, I completely agree with you here. We could probably add that. Trained in nature. Any other requirements besides trained in nature? Now, because remember, we're being a little bit, more extreme here, because here's the thing I want to get to. I want you to be thinking about this as well. The Zebra Wrangler dedication isn't just about the zebra, but it's also about the kind of person that could wrangle a zebra, right? So it's not just saying, oh, the zebra has this ability, the zebra has this ability. To be a zebra wrangler, we know that you have to be extremely obstinate. You have to be you have to be a woman of focus. You have to be very, very, very persistent. You have to have a, whatever, because these creatures are very ornery and they resist domestication. They resist being tamed. So only someone with this kind of force of personality is going to be able to, do this. But I think trained in nature is probably a fine place to start. You have to have helped the zebra. You have to be from a lineage of honored zebra wranglers. You have to have the medic dedication. I'm not familiar with the bonded animal feat. Access. So we're going to say, how about, we'll use real Pathfinder 2 language here. Must have had a successful, non-trivial encounter with a zebra. That's our Pathfinder 2. That's our Pathfinder 2 terminology right there. Cybersmith, thank you for the super chat. Maybe the requirement should be that you already have a permanent animal companion, which isn't familiar. Many routes, such as Cavalier, Ranger, etc., plus Expert will represent stubbornness. Yeah, the problem with that, though, is I thought we said we didn't want the vote, Cybersmith, was that we wanted it to be its own thing. We don't want it to have any sort of requirement for already having a permanent animal companion. In fact, I think that this is fine for a character who isn't a ranger or a cavalier who already has a permanent animal companion, and especially because those things represent getting a mount. Okay, so I think we're gonna just say, you know, like, you get right. So you know, you're gonna say you gain the service of a young animal companion. Yada yada yada. You gain. All right, so this is our first option, right? So we all know what a young animal companion is. Now, one of the options here is this call companion, which is an exploration action, is one action. It lets you switch to a different animal. So I want to, oh yeah, you know what? Actually, Beastmaster dedication doesn't actually give you any increases in skills because it's so powerful. But we are going for S tier here. So we're going to say you become trained in zebra lore. In lore zebra. I don't think we're going to have an upgrade because Beastmaster didn't have an upgrade, and it's, it's still pretty crazy that you're getting this animal. So you're going to get the services of a young animal companion. Now, normally a Beastmaster can use this call companion, which lets you spend 1 minute to call for a different animal companion. I think we specifically say you do not gain call companion. And call companion does not work on your zebra. Because, the zebra is very, obstinate. Roll for combat. Aren't you in Vegas yet? I leave tomorrow morning, Mr. Steven. So how about a prerequisite involving getting a zebra's attitude friendly, helpful? Lollipop Candy, I like that idea, but again, that's going to restrict it to just people who have like a ability to make checks against animals, like druids, which might be what we want to do. But there's a part of me that likes I like the idea of, kind of like almost the non-magical, the non-druid, sort of the ultimate cowboy, kind of being the one who wrangles the zebra, right? With their hats and their denim jeans. All right, yeah, no call companion. How do you replace a zebra if it's misplaced or killed? Well, keep in mind, call companion doesn't actually do that. Call companion is just how you bring in another companion. The rules for the animal companion basically say that if your animal dies, I think you have to have a week, right, in order to get another companion. Yeah, it doesn't really go into it here. Can't remember the rules is. Here it is. If your companion dies, you can spend a week of downtime to replace it at no cost. So that is still going to be true, unless we want to change it. I don't know why we would change it. I don't mind that. If your zebra would die, it vanishes into zebra space for 1 week. You just misplace it. Okay. Do we want to change it? What would we change it to? So what? If your zebra, you get one zebra ever, and then that's it? That seems pretty crazy. I'm open to suggestions here, but I think it's just complicated for the game. I mean, companions are going to die. No, I think they're just normal creatures, Shadow. Just have it revive. I'm telling you, lol. But no, why? Okay, but why? Why does zebra do that? Did we take a vote on what target tier we're going for? Yes, Kragan. S tier. S tier. High A tier, low S tier, Kragan. That is where we're trying to go for. I mean, obviously it's going to have zebra ferocity. Okay, all right. All right, so it follows the young animal companion rules. Okay. However, when your zebra animal companion reaches companion, how do we say this? Gains the dead condition. Or how about that? When your zebra animal companion would gain the dead condition, instead, actually, you're right. Hold a sec. We'll start off here with some flavor text. Powerful ancient magics bind the zebra to the very fabric of the world, a creature of enigma and myth. These hardy beasts are not easily slain. All right. So we'll say when it would die, when your zebra animal companion would die. I think you're right. I think we can just say when it would die. Instead, should we be using ChatGPT for this? So what do we want to have happen when it dies instead of it dying? To revive the zebra, you must come to a room where light and shadow crosses in the zebra pattern, and the zebra rises from that automatically. Okay. Instead, it fades from existence. In order to revive your zebra, okay, no, you know what? Actually, all right, we'll make it a little bit easier for that. In order to revive your zebra, you must wait until either dawn or dusk, when the light and the dark are at perfect balance. Opening your heart to the magic of the zebra will call back your companion from the ether, and it will magically fade into existence at full hit points and no conditions. All right. How's that? All right. We like that one. Wait. Hold a second. This ritual is demanding and draining, and you suffer 1d3 mental damage as a result. There we go. Okay. Boom. There we go. Note that doesn't scale. That's just yes, there we go. Yes, strategy. We have to put that in there. What about storing itself in a zebra tattoo? Oh my God, you guys are crazy. Okay, so we've got the animal companion part down. Now, maybe we'll get to focus points here in a little bit. Now, in terms of the young animal, no, Ryan, the entire point is to make it so that it's actually useless and pointless, and it's just something stupid just to make it, you know what? I didn't actually make it annoying enough. Hold on a sec here. Let me zoom this in a little bit. What the hell? how's it? As a mental damage, we're going to add here 1d3 mental damage as a result. Basic will save. There we go. Okay. Now that we got that dealt with, Zebra Wrangler should have light and shadow powers. Okay, I'm okay with that. We want to avoid drain because we don't want any permanent things. Now, a basic animal companion. If we look at our animal companion rules, again, most of us are pretty familiar with these animal companion rules, but our animal companion is going to get these base ability scores. Now, again, this wouldn't actually be part of the feat. We're just putting it here because it's convenient. Strength +2, Dex +2, Con +1, Int -4, Wiz +1, Charisma +0. And where is the stupid thing? Here we go. And here is our main list of companions. So we need to figure out how we want the zebra to be represented differently than the creatures that are already here, right? Okay. So, actually, let me. All right, so Derek, you heard Lollipop. It needs to be 1d7. Okay, 1d7. 1d7. Perfect. All right, 1d7 is in. We got it in there. It's locked in. 1d7. 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 Oh, Frostjack. That is so good. Basic will save. No damage on a successful save. So good. Okay. So obviously our baseline here is going to be, let's take a look. I guess, right, the horse. I think we're gonna end up, people, with something between a boar, right, and a horse, maybe a camel. I don't think capybara is in here. Holy shit. People have way too much time on their hands. Oh my God, there's so many of these things. Here we go. All right, so here's our horse. Now, so my understanding is that a zebra is not as big as a horse. So I don't think it's, it's crazy to assume that it would not really be large, right? I don't think that's out of whack, right? I think that's pretty probably acceptable, right? I think so. Go to the scribe tool here. Oh, there we go. I already had it up. Monsters. Here we go. External references. Jesus Christ, this thing's got so much stuff. There we go. Okay, sorry, I was looking for how they use this link. Apparently they do not have it. All right. I do not respect the capybara. All right, medium when young for sure. Okay, so we're gonna go here. So we're gonna go zebra. Okay, hold on a sec here. creature. I don't know how to do that.
Lollipop Candy tipped $10. Remember to have a day 1 errata so you can patch in the DC for the 1D7 will save.
Obviously. It's a given. Sorry, I have too many monitors up, and it's hard to see everything. Okay. All right. So going back to our horse. So we've got zebra. It is size. It's going to be medium. Melee. It's going to have what? It's going to have a hoof, right? Now, Lollipop Tandy, thank you for the $10 tip. I actually completely totally missed that. I heard it, but I kind of missed it. Again, I'm sorry. I'm just distracted. There's a lot going on here. Turns out you guys are being... Remember to have day 1 errata so you can patch it. Yes, of course. Yeah, we'll have to do this. Are we going to be making this so annoying it becomes A tier from S tier? I don't think it should start large, though. You know, I don't think that's appropriate. Just saying. I don't think that's right. Melee, hooves, bite, hip check. Zebra biting. Yeah, no, zebra should definitely be biting. So I think definitely they should have a bite. Now the question is, we want this thing to be nasty, right? I mean, these things are supposed to be destructive, right? So I'm thinking that it gains a bite. And I want that bite to be disgusting, right? Like bite D10. With the record trick, bite with fatal. Okay, no. All right. I like fatal. I like fatal. Okay, so bite will be D6. So bite, fatal, damage, 1d6. I guess what's that? Piercing. Fatal D12. All right. Boom. Bite is bludgeoning? Is a bite really bludgeoning in the game? That's crazy.
Kragan tipped $5. Each feat should give you a stripe, so by the end you are one with the zebras.
Yes, each feat gives you a stripe. Okay. We're definitely gonna do this. We got to give it trample of some type. Okay. Fatal is okay. Got it. D8. Oh, you know what? You're right. They do have flat teeth that are designed for grinding foliage. All right. 1d8. Bludgeoning. Yep. No. You guys are completely right. All right. So we got the melee. The bite is fatal D12 or fatal D12. It's a D8 bludgeoning. I think that's a good spot to be in. Now, it might get a kick, but I think that's a feat. I think we're going to give it like a zebra kick. Okay. And I'm imagining this zebra kick, by the way, is going to be like a stun 2, right? Or something insane. Okay. Because it's going to be like a double back kick smash into somebody. All right. Now we got to talk about stats. Now, again, remember, we have our baselines. Strength, I think. I got to bring up my animal companion rules here. Okay. Yeah. So baseline, we start with a strength of +2, dex of +2, con of +1, int of -4, wisdom of +1, and charisma of +0. Now we get 2 points, people. We get 2 points that we can add to this. That we can put into a different stats. $5 super chat. Thank you, Cybersmith. In line with the thermal regulation theory, each stripe gives you +1 resistance to fire and cold damage. It's so horrible, Cybersmith. I absolutely love it. I'm thinking we're going to have like a feat for the Wrangler, and it'll get stronger with each feat you take as you become more and more one with the zebra. I'm totally on board with this. Do not forget that. That is totally going to be in there. This is starting to sound like an Eidolon archetype. So where do we think the additional +2s should go? So the horse got it to strength. Each type has its own strength and increases 2 of these modifiers by 1 each. All right. Well, I think we're going to increase Constitution. I see the zebra as being a very hardy animal. Charisma for intimidation, strength because zebra's strong. I think we got to go con. I see the zebra as being an incredibly resilient animal, able to run long distances, keep ahead of predators. Now, we could go with wisdom if we want to be very perceptive. If we want to make our character more effective, we could go with strength just to make it a combat beast. I mean, I'm okay with either of those, honestly. Really, it all just depends on how you all are feeling. Dex for those stealth checks. Right, but they're gonna have such a bonus to Dex. I don't think we need to worry about it. They are a big 4-legged animal. You know what? We're gonna make the zebra kind of like a freaking Wolverine or like a badger. It's small. It's you like wisdom? All right. You know what? I'm gonna go to the poll. There seems to be a lot of debate. All right, where should the other +1 go? Should it go to strength? Should it go to Dex? Should it go to Wiz, or should it go to Charisma? We already have one into Constitution, so that's where I'm. Then we need to decide the hit points as well. Well, that's being decided. Horses are 8. I don't see a reason to not go with 8. I think that's fine. What skill should it get? That's a great question. Senses. I think it's going to have low light vision for sure. And scent as well. 30 feet. Speed. Probably not as fast as a horse, but maybe it is. I don't know. They're fast animals. Fuck it. 40 feet. Special, it doesn't have the special mount. And we do need special, so none currently. And then we do need to give it a support benefit and an advanced maneuver. All right. Let's see what the poll said. All right. Well, it was very close, but the strength has it. So we're going to go +3. All right. What skill should the zebra have? I love it having intimidation, even though its charisma is horrible. But mechanically, that's just going to be very problematic. So part of me feels like its skill should be athletics, just to tie into its good strength. Apparently, our zebra is going to be able to knock people over and jump real far and jump real fast. Although I do like the idea of intimidation. But there are no Constitution-based skills. But I'm going to actually agree here that it should have stealth. Yes, because I mean the animal is built around this idea of having camouflage, so I think this is fine. So I'm going to agree with JG, and we're going to go with stealth. Okay. I don't think it's going to have any special benefits because it's not going to have the mount benefit yet. So we do need to give it a support benefit, though. So what should this creature's or what should this thing's support benefit be? Remember, when you command your animal companion, it'll give you a support benefit. I mean, again, this is where we can really have something be really powerful and really kind of set the tone. For those of you who aren't aware of some of the other ones, like if you have a bear, where's the bear? Here's the bear. If you have a bear, then the bear mauls your enemies while you create open until the start of your next turn. Each time you hit a creature within the bear's reach, it takes an additional D8 slashing damage, which goes up to D8. Support benefit is almost always in combat. You are visible from only half the distance as normal. I thought we were going for S tier strat, not Paizo's razor tier. Okay. How about this? I got it.
Blood Earnest tipped $12.07.
Hey, thanks, Blood Earnest.
This is essential viewing, but it's getting late for Vegas.
All right, my friend. Thank you so much for hanging out. I don't know if you've got to head out early, but thank you for the tip. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you're having fun. Just carefully check out the VOD and check us out on the Discord, my friend. So all right, great role playing, Debbie. You are going exactly what I was thinking here. Okay, so support benefit, because remember the support benefit is an action. All right, and again, we want this thing to be S tier. Okay. All right, here's the support benefit. All right, just bear with me on this one, okay? What if it's something like you and all allies adjacent to the zebra gain concealment. You can use this concealment to make hide checks, gaining a +1 circumstance bonus for each adjacent ally. What about that? Oh, okay. Okay, there we go. For each adjacent ally that is wearing primarily black and white clothing, apparel, or armor. All right. So basically, word it, you get a +1 circumstance bonus for each adjacent ally to keep it vague if it ever goes above 1. Oh, you're right. All right. The strategy. That's totally true. All right. How about that? Well, I will cumulate. No, you know what? I'm going to keep it vague. You're absolutely right. No, but we'll put cumulative. There we go. So if you and all your companions are patched up around this, then you'll basically be able to be hidden and concealed around the zebra. You'll be totally visible, but you're hidden. That's the key. That's the key important part. Cybersmith says, remember what you said about zebra predators being colorblind? Dark vision is colorblind. The support benefit could be invisible to dark vision. I think that might be something that we could upgrade. I think that's actually pretty cool. I mean, right now we can just have them hide, but I like the idea of you eventually just becoming invisible to dark vision. This first archetype that has an aesthetic requirement. Hey, Mike, how's it going? Sorry for the messy stream tonight. We're doing work. Yeah, I agree. That can go with the stripes feat. I agree. Okay, so then we need an advanced maneuver. Oh, by the way, is everybody on board? Is everybody on board with the support benefit? I think that works for me. I mean, I don't know about you. Okay, I know we're being stupid here, but here's why this is compelling. Number one, it's actually pretty sizable benefit. Number two, obviously it's silly because you have to be wearing black and white clothing, but it also allows you to, it makes you play differently, right? Like the tactics of the combat are a bit differently, because if everybody goes and herds together, then boom, you know, you've got yourself a nice little bonus there. The aesthetic requirement is a beautiful unset feel. Okay, I agree. I completely agree with you on that one. All right, we need an advanced maneuver. I have no idea what this should be. Usually this is some sort of like 2-action attack. Oh, there's a 1-action. So it's some sort of 2-action combat maneuver. So we do need to decide what this advanced maneuver is. So we could leave that pending for when we come back. GM loves it. Drops a fireball on the zebra. Listen, Golden Cat, that's part of the tactics of the game. Sometimes you got to know if it's time to herd up or not, right? Sometimes you got to know. Trample, that should be the advanced maneuver. All right, trample. All right. So I guess we'll say what, probably, what is it? Three actions. Is that right? All right. Something like trample. Doesn't trample already exist? Oh, that's possible. That's true. Usually they might be able to gain it. Oh, but an animal companion cannot do 3 actions. Interesting. All right. Boom. How about 2 action trample? What up? Nah, leave it. Oh, okay. We got, all right. Hold on a second. Advanced maneuver. Ready? Here we go. You guys ready? We locked in? Here we go. I've got it. I have freaking got it. All right. The advanced rules for trample. However, any ally that is currently benefiting from the support benefit of the zebra may, as a reaction, participate in the trample. How about that one? So your whole party just tramples across. Yeah, I said as a reaction. So your character with your weapon would get to make a trample attack, but everybody who is benefiting from the support benefit, so you guys will go trample as a zebra herd. And of course, obviously, we're going to rename this. It is going to be called, obviously, Zebra, or we're going to call it Herd Stampede. So like if you and your group can like sync up, then you can go do this awesome mega trample attack. Listen, the power of the zebra. Listen, this creature can fade away at death and reappear at sunset or sunrise. I don't think we can benefit from there. Call it herd up. Zebrish stampede. We could be super edgelord, and we could call it stampede of light and shadow. Make it non-optional. All right, you're right. Any ally that is currently benefiting from the support benefit of the zebra must participate in the trample. This uses their reaction if available. If a reaction is not available, the ally instead becomes stunned 1 at the end of the trample maneuver, of the trample activity. There we go. Okay. All right, so there we go. That's your ally if they don't have a reaction available. That's for your ally. That's everybody. So if you have a bunch of your allies all around the zebra, and then the zebra starts to stampede, they must go with the stampede. Does that make it for? Does trample provoke attack opportunity? Maybe it does actually. Normally, I don't know. All right. Actually, if we wanted to continue to make this Pathfinder 2, because by the way, during the Roll for Combat stream, they were talking a little bit about RPG Superstar, and they were talking about how much people get paid and stuff like that. And they said that they said that pretty standard, you know, they were talking about people getting paid fairly competitive rates in the industry. And they were saying that like getting paid, you know, like 2 cents. Oh, there we go. 2 cents to like 3 cents a word is pretty common for a lot of freelancers in the RPG industry. And they were specifically calling out Matt Colville, Matt MCDM, who pays something like 5 cents a word, which I guess is like insanity in this market. So that means that, you know, they're getting paid by the word and they're not getting paid top dollar. So that's why they have to be, you know, exceptionally wordy and verbose with their language. So I think we could also add additional language here where we say, you know, what do we got here? Stun one instead of trample activity. Yeah, Golden Cat. Obviously, that's insanely low, but apparently that is what Paizo pays. That's kind of like the going industry rate for freelancers. And again, they specifically called out MCDM as being very high paying at 5 cents a word. Yeah, we need at least one flavor sentence. All right. Here. Okay, hold on. Surrounded by its herd. The zebra fulfills its destiny as the leader of the stampede. A powerful urge to join in this raw expression of nature's wrath overcomes you, and you find yourself being pulled along in the maelstrom of zebronic energy. All right. So at the end of all of this, then I want to put an ally may make a very hard DC will save to avoid having to participate in the stampede of light and shadow. There we go. Now, my point is, see, I'm getting paid by the word here, okay, people? I got to fill up some space. Zebronic energy. Well, Strat, Pumpkin, zebronic energy is what the zebra fades into when it dies. It becomes pure, raw zebronic energy, and then it comes back at dawn and dusk when zebronic energy naturally reaches a zenith in our regular world. You need the word shadow and or twilight in the flavor text. Okay. Surrounded by its herd, the zebra fulfills its twilight destiny as the leader of a powerful urge to join in this raw expression of nature's shadowy wrath. There we go. Against the very hard DC for your level is the correct word. Okay. An ally may make a will save. Okay. Against the very hard DC for your level. There we go. Against, okay. Maybe against the very hard DC of the zebra's level. All right, let's okay, there we go. Okay. All right. That's true. You know, look, I completely agree with you, right? If I'm a level 12 character and there's a level 2 or 3 zebra wrangler, you know, I don't think they should be able to like make me join the call of the herd, right? The zebra's power should be much more manageable. I mean, after all, level matters in Pathfinder 2. We want to make sure that we're there then. Okay. So we've got our zebra base done. Good job, everybody. It's only taken us 90 minutes. Newsflash, we're not going to finish. What we are going to do, though, is we're going to take this to the forums, people. We're going to take this to the Discord. I'm sorry. We're going to keep going, but I'm sorry that the process has been a little bit slow. We're obviously not going to get through all of this tonight, but we will finish. And that means that on the Discord, I'm going to create a special forum post where, if you're a member of our Patreon, you can join in there, and we are going to design the rest of this, creatures complete, stuff. Now, to be fair, Strat, I mean, we're probably putting way more time into this design than maybe some archetypes that we saw. We're real game designers now. No, I mean, seriously though, we're having fun and we're joking around, but imagine having to do this like for real, right? Like, and not only doing it for real, but doing it for a very diverse crowd, especially Pathfinder 2, because you have some people who play Pathfinder 2 who are just like the ultimate power gamer, munchkins. But then you also have people who play Pathfinder 2 who are just super into the flavor and the role playing in the world. So it's very, very interesting and challenging, I imagine, that they have to create anything like this. And then, then you got to risk getting tore up by somebody like me who comes and reads your stuff and says, yeah, this is not great. Mike T says 90 minutes, which we've done at 3 cents per word, works out to be beneath the minimum wage in China. Well, Mike T, historically, Knights of the Last Call has operated very much sub minimal wage through the entire history of the channel. So we are keeping on pair with that. Okay, so we've got our Zebra benefit. We've got our Zebra Wrangler dedication. So what is next? Let's go back to the whiteboard and let's think about feat structures. How do we want to structure this? So we've got level 2, we've got the dedication. I personally think that we should have 3 feats at level 4. Oh, you think there should be some skill feats? I don't know. I think those are kind of weak sauce, Krogan. I'm never really super impressed with the skill feats, to be honest with you. And then, so then we should have like a 6 and maybe an 8, because again, at 2 you're going to take the dedication, and then you get a feat at 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Oh, that's wrong. Whatever. Oh, it keeps auto correcting it. Thanks, Dad. And then 18. So these are the levels that we get feats at. So we want to make sure that there's compelling choices. Yeah, skill feats suck. Skill feats are a way to cheat out early, and that's about it. Yeah, that's true. Like if you want to just ditch the archetype early. We need a skill feat too with master perception, identify remnants of a zebronic energy. Skill feat to use a zebra herd to boost companions' overland travel speed. I like that one. That's not too bad. So again, like if we did this, we would take the dedication at like 2, and then we could take like a level 4 feat at 4. And then by the time we get to level 6, we now have 3 choices, 4, 4, 6. So maybe we take the 6. And now at level 8, we have 4, 4, 8. We don't really like the 8, so we take the 4. And then we get to 10, and we would be down to 4 and 8. So do we want to make a new one, or do we just want to, because the thing about it is if you only have, I mean, this is also assuming free archetype, which to be clear isn't always a given assumption, but like if you don't have enough feats, then everybody's going to take the same feats every single time. You know what I mean? That's the problem. You know, so I'm always just tempted to like, you know, kind of say, I don't know, maybe something like that. We should have a 2, 4, 4, 6, 8. Maybe like 2 10s, or maybe like 2 12s, a 14 and an 18 or something like that. Does that sound somewhat reasonable? Maybe you drop the 6. So at like, so like you get 3 level 4 feats, then you get an 8, a 10, 2 12s, a 14, and 18. Shadram says alternate 1 and 2 feats at each level. I mean, the thing is this is already going to be dedication plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is already a 9 feat class plus the dedication. So really 9 plus 1. All right. Yeah, I think we're going to go with something like that. So let's think about what this would be. We know we have some ideas and abilities. So let's do the top-down design. We're not going to do the mechanics, okay? So we're going to have our dedication at level 2. And then we are going to have let's go back to the dedication. Okay. So let's go to... Jesus, we got a lot of windows open today. Here we go. All right. So let's go down here and let's think about what this is going to look like. So at level 2, we have the dedication. And then we want a level 4 feat, a level 4 feat, and a level 4 feat. That way, when you get to the level 4, you get 3 options. Then maybe there's nothing at level 6, because then you would have 2 options. Oh, maybe you do. No, actually 6. So then you still have 3 options. 8, 10, maybe 2 at 10. Then 12, 14, and 18. So we need to fill these spots. So I think what we'll have here, so we've got a lot of different ideas here that I really liked. So if I told you to remember something, now's the time to put it in chat so that we can kind of start filling in these slots. So remember, the zebra did not have the mount trait. So, well, for starters, actually, let's be clear here. We also have some other possibilities we have to consider, right? One of which is, do we want the focus spells? So at level 4, you get Mature Beastmaster Companion. And obviously, everyone is going to take that. And then at level 6, we get Companion's Cry. And at 8, we get Incredible Zebra Wrangler. Incredible Zebra Companion. And at level 14, we get Specialized Zebra Companion. Okay. So that is that's sort of our baseline that we need to put in. So I kind of want to put something in extra at 8 as well, but I feel like everybody will take that, so it doesn't really matter. Like we understand how the game works, right? People are going to take this stuff every time. They might not necessarily take Companion's Cry, so I'm okay actually adding another 6 here. And again, realistically, everybody is going to take Mature Zebra's Companion, so we almost don't even need another 4. It's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, we could give them an option, but let's be honest with you. No one's going to take it. They're going to take Mature and a Companion every time, right? If I'm wrong, you know, tell me I'm wrong in chat, but... All right. Companion's Cry needs to be Zebra Whoop because they make ridiculous whooping sound. All right. Okay. Knight's Last Call. How do you get the support benefit and do the advanced maneuver? You need 3 actions. Okay, yeah, we'll change the advanced maneuver to 1 action. Lollipop Candy, we need to do that. Unless, Lollipop Candy, you do it by using Companion's Cry to give it 3 actions. We need to include a feat called Unfathomably Zebronic. I don't know what it does, but I want it. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about here is, I think at level 6, I want to put something in here about I don't know what, you know, we'll call it, but we'll like embrace the stripes. Okay, so this is going to be this is going to be where for each feat you take, you gain some kind of benefit. Like you, the Wrangler, get some sort of benefit. And again, we're not really going into the super details of the description. We're going to do that in the Discord. But you know, absolutely. Yes, you become more, you gain a stripe and you become more and more black and white. That is true. Oh, that is true. That is true. That the support benefit has no duration. So what are some of the other cool ideas that we saw here? I think because they are basically feat taxes, the Mature and Incredible Companion should give bonus stuff. They are feat taxes, unfortunately. I mean, we could talk about it. Ooh, okay. Wait. I like this one, right? A zebra can't change its stripes. So how about so we got maybe what level would that be appropriate? 8 maybe? A zebra can't change its stripes. Zebras, I want it to be something like something ridiculous. Zebras gain some bonus against anything that would change their condition or status. And possibly that also shares with adjacent allies. Right, so that's kind of like the idea of that. It's like the zebra's tenacity is just, you know, makes it like immune to mental effects. We could make it that zebra's immune to mental effects. Yeah, it could be. It maybe. We'll kind of just take notes here, like, i.e., especially versus mental immune, right? Let's see. What else did we say here? I want to say, so we did have something here at higher level. Now, Strat, you let me know what you tell me what you think here, strategy. Maybe I don't know if we already have a focus pool, but go with me on this one. I don't know if it's like a once per day, if it's a focus spell, while benefiting from support benefit, you and allies, Zebra and allies, are affected by the disappearance spell. Do we like that? Is that something we would be interested in doing? Great role playing Debbie coming in with $5 Australian. What about RFC's reaction? He suggested when you get attacked, you can use what's black and white and red all over. Yeah, maybe more light and shadow. Okay, you figured that would come in. Okay, fantastic. Not disappearance. That's too broken for me. No, it's a zebra. You can't find him. Oh, yeah. We need that. We need the kaiju. Oh, okay. Cybersmith. What if we give people oh, I suppose you could use it at level 20. Damn. I was like, what if you give people like a really hard choice? I was like, you could definitely have some sort of, you know, ultimate kaiju ability to summon zebra herd. I just like the idea that like you have to pick between either the disappearance aura or you have to pick between the kaiju's zebra herd. But the only way to do that would be to like make it level 20, and I hate making things level 20. Some sort of light, Jesus, you people. Some sort of light feature that spends the white stripes or shadow that spends the black, resulting in the zebra just being a horse. Right, yeah, Strat, that's the intention. I mean, we haven't really spelled it out here, but that is the intention. Only when you are part of, quote, the herd, Strat, will you be benefiting from the disappearance. Oh, yeah, that's probably true. You could add that, yeah. So I like the idea that we'll somehow these are somehow exclusive. You can only pick one. So what other cool abilities did we see? What other ones do we want to put in here? I do want to kind of fill in the framework. We still need some lower level feats. You know, if we look at like what Beastmasters generally get, they do get this heal ability. They get the what's it called? Heal animal. I suppose we should have a heal animal. You know what? Mike T, I can't wait. Maybe Mike T, what about something like level 8? That's not a horse. Once per day, your zebra emanates a confusion aura, I don't know, like 30-foot radius to all to all creatures who do not know what a zebra is. Oh, I like Hypnotic. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Pumpkin. That's exactly what I'm going with. So, right. You know what? We did talk about that. About skill feats. Level 7. Horse disguise. You gain a +2 circumstance bonus to deception checks to pass your zebra off as a horse. This lasts 10 minutes. That's a skill feat, by the way. Sorry. Skill feat. And we have to make sure it's in line with skill feats. Oh, okay. Yeah. We forgot about the zebra kick. Yeah. Zebra kick. Oh my God. No horsing around. That's so good. Can we fuse with our zebra? Okay. All right. You know what? I normally am not for level 20 abilities. All right. 20. Zebronic energy matrix fusion. You and Zebra become all right, you know what? Actually, I like this better. Zebronic avatar fusion. You and Zebra become one creature, some kind of insane battle form that's like Voltron / Megazord, but is actually you and your Zebra. All right. All right, so we'll have a level 20 ability for the Zebronic avatar fusion. Oh, it's a centaur. Yeah, that's also fun. +4 status bonus to deception is the correct way to do disguise bonus. Okay, okay. There we go. All right, so let's talk about. So we gotta have a Zebra kick, right? It's gonna be some sort of 2-action power attack plus knock plus stun is what I'm thinking here. I'm completely envisioning Jackal Torn Moons, the fusion dance with you and your Zebra. Note, by the way, we've never given the Zebra the mount ability. So your Zebra never actually gains the ability to be mount. So maybe that's something that we have at like level 10 or 12. You could finally mount it. It's just, that's all it does. Zebra gains mount special ability. That's it. That's the only thing it does. Oh, you know what? No, you know what? You're right. Okay, hold on a sec. You're 100% right. Okay, Zebronic Avatar Fusion is going to be 18. 20 is going to be Zebra gains the mount. There we go. We got to swap those around. Yeah, mounts to level 20. That's the level. That's the capstone. You can finally ride the Zebra. And I'm going to make... well, no, that's the thing. Like, it's only after you become one with, right? Like, and by the way, you have to prereq. You have to have Avatar Fusion. Only after you become one with the Zebra can you actually, you know, pass beyond it, right? Oh, mount is level 22. Oh, that's sick. All right, hold on a sec. We're changing it up again, people. Here we go. There we go. All right, level 22 feet. Yeah. Oh, that's Golden Cat. That is. I am strong. That is exactly it. Strong. Zebra domestication. Strong. It just took that long. Zebra kick, not horsing around. The Zebra performs a roundhouse, striking fist with the front hooves, then twisting a kick with the rear legs while withdrawing from melee combat. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I kind of like the idea of calling it that, by the way. Not horsing around. First epic tier feat of PF2E in the Zebra archetype. Mount is in the Mythic supplement rules. By the way, I'm surprised nobody caught that, by the way, in our... nobody caught that in our... Northern Reaches Season 2 live stream. I would say go watch it for 3 hours and find the moment, but there was a little bit of a spoiler in that video. Anyways, I'll say nothing more. Lollipop has not watched it yet. Oh, okay. All right. People did. Okay, people caught it. Okay, I didn't see anybody talking about it. All right. Correct. Epic level was teased. So let's just say that'll probably be a very involved document. Maybe something like you may disguise yourself and one ally of yours is a zebra. Enemies not aware of your true nature gain a -2 circumstance against you made during Stampede. Well, okay, Swistack, we're already making you merge into zebra form, so I think we're all pretty okay with that. But because you have to be dressed at least in black and white in order to join the Stampede, anyways. So I think it's okay that we just have, you know, that. We had present concerns like sites, not the last third of season 2 is actually for you. Listen, you all are the ones who went. You're at the end of level, the end of campaign. You're all like, I would have been if we could have. I had 22,000 experience. I should have been level 22. All right, we need a couple more feats here, people. We need to fill in the space. Is there anything else that we want to do with a zebra here? Oh, they do have really accurate hearing, so I like the idea of that. We could give that to them as like a level. Or like a level 10 ability. Incredible ears. Zebra gains precise scent hearing. 30-foot radius, maybe. Do we make the stripes feat yet? No, we talked about it. It's called Embrace the Stripes. For each feat you take, you get some sort of benefit. So like we haven't really yeah. Exactly, Cybersmith. Just added. Hearing is precise sense. That's exactly right. 100%. Except, you know what? We're going to make this not 3. We're not going to make this 30 feet. We're going to make this 120 feet. Booyah. Your zebra is going to be, what up? I think that's like with the stripes, like the stripes feat where you gain the stripes is going to be pretty complex strat. And I like the idea of it. Like as you gain more stripes, you can share the zebra's benefits as long as you're adjacent to it. Like that's kind of like the theme of this class is like, if you can get adjacent to your zebra, you can get a lot of benefits. You gain the shield block reaction, which you can only be used with your zebra. If you're adjacent to your zebra, you can use it to block a melee strike. The zebra is a shield with hardness 1 and its hit points. Why is our zebra acting like a meat bag, Mike T? That's brutal. I know, Shadram. That's entirely the point. Sneaking stripes. Upon entering combat, the zebra gains triple movement for the first 2 rounds of combat. The player must bray like a zebra on those rounds to use this ability. All right. Now that's, John, we're just getting a little out of control there, John. The zebra would use us as a meat shield. Now, I'm okay with it. All right, we could go the other way, Golden Cat. We could have that if your zebra would be attacked, it gets behind you and you take the attack instead. I'm okay with the zebra using the PC as the shield. I think that makes more sense. Maybe the Cavalier does do that. I'm not as familiar with that. All right. Let's take a look. Cavalier. All right. Cavalier Archetype gets Defend Mount. Yeah. Yep. Okay, we'll do that. That's a level 6 ability. All right, here we go. Defend the herd. See Defend Mount from Cavalier. There we go. Every zebra for themselves. When you and your zebra are targeted by AoE, roll save. Highest save uses the lowest character as a meat shield. I got one. One herd, one mind. All right, you ready? It's the opposite. All right. If you and your zebra companion are both affected by the same spell or ability that requires a save. You both roll, and each of you takes the highest of your 2 rolls. There we go. Yeah, I know. It's all. That's what I said. It's almost. I said it was like a summoner. I said it was like an Eidolon. Or just roll the highest mod for both with 1 roll. No, because then you have a chance of failing. This is designed to be very powerful and broken. Oh, is it level? It's level 10. Okay, I made mine level 12. Technically, mine's better. I don't know. Do they literally do that, or do they do with like what London says? I still think it should be take the lower. No, that's horrible. Oh, okay. That would be why. Okay. Shadow swap squares with zebra and Wrangler's ability things. Why does everybody want to teleport with a zebra? I missed this. When did teleporting zebras become like a big thing? Technically, we have room for 1 more level 10 feat in our... It's 2 rolls, but reaction and some more piezo. Got it. I'm going to roll 3 dice and take the minute. The zebra is about positioning. Okay, I'll agree with that. Zebra port. All right. I could work with that. All right, how about this? 10. Focus, pool, spell. Zebronic dimensional shift as dimension door, but you can either move to adjacent. But you can either teleport your zebra adjacent to you, or you can teleport adjacent to your zebra. How about that? So this is like you tapping into the Zebronic energy, right? Something like that. Will this be NR legal? It might have to be an unlock, Joshua, or swap places with the zebra. One with the herd. I like one with the herd. I will have to change the name of this. I like the name of that though. You like swapping more. You just want to be able to swap. But then you can't be, the whole point is to be adjacent to that, the zebra. All the abilities operate off of you being adjacent to the zebra. So like if you swap, it means that you won't be able to be adjacent to the zebra. One feat needs to be uncommon, tied to a lore organization. Or from Knights of Last Wall. It needs to be from the Knights of Last Wall book. Some random zebra undead feat that shows up there. Oh, Merge the Herd's pretty good. I like calling it that better. All right. I'm going to call this one with the herd. And I'm going to call this one Merge the Herd. I like that one a lot. How about you teleport space? Yeah, so Joshua, that's what I want Merge the Herd to do. You can dimension door, and you can teleport either adjacent to your zebra, or you can teleport your zebra adjacent to you. Now, you know what? I'm going to add something here. I'm going to add a level 16 feat, which is going to be called... in fact, actually, I'm going to call this one Focus, Pool, Spell. I'm going to call this one Merge the Herd. And this one, I'm going to call this one... we'll have to come up with a name for it. Merge the Herd, okay, is going to allow you and any allies within 120 feet to teleport adjacent to your zebra. So now, like at level 16, return. Okay, god damn, that's so good. You guys are awesome at this. All right, so focus spell will be Merge the Herd, and the level 16 one will be called... Oh, what about Call of the Herd? What about that one? Call of the Herd? Call of the Herd, is that a good one? Maybe? Herd merger and acquisitions. I like Return to the Herd, but I like... All right, Call of the Herd. Okay. Yeah, so basically at like level 16, you can just stack all the people up onto your zebra, and then you can pop like a support benefit, and so everybody can gain those sort of benefits. Like you can just kind of set up these sick combos. Yeah. So what else? What else do we want to do? Because right now we have, for purposes of like tied to the benefit of being Jace to it, we've got oh, Joshua, we already got that right here, Joshua. Ultimate Kaijo ability to summon Zebra Herd. It's already in there. We already got it. For sure. Okay. I want one more feat or one more ability that interacts with adjacent allies. All right. I really like playing up this idea of people being, you know, oh, okay. A group of zebras is called a zeal. So what if we put in at level, what if we put in at level, what do we got here? We got a 16. We don't have a 14. So what if we put in another one at 14? Some sort of, we'll call it Zealous Zeal of Zebras. And the Zealous Zeal of Zebras is some sort of adjacent to zebra allies gain some sort of benefit, right? Like some sort of increased damage or some sort of, you know, they're getting that hyped up, like the zebra rage or something. Of course, this is a ton of feats for an archetype. Zebronic Zealotry. So like, is there like a cool, can we just gain like some sort of, circumstance bonus or something? Make that the one that attacks undead? I was kind of kidding about the attacking undead, Damien. The zebras aren't necessarily attacking undead. Use the martial archetype stuff. I think that would be part of our stripes feat. 5, 6, 8. It's only 19 feats. Ooh, increased movement speed. That's not bad. How would that work though? Because it's like, Lug. That is actually the core ability. That is actually the core ability of the support of the class. Lug. As a support benefit, you and all allies adjacent to the zebra gain concealment. You can use the concealment to make hide checks, getting a +1 cumulative bonus for each adjacent ally that is wearing primarily black and white clothing, apparel, or armor. There is a zealotry spell, but it's pretty bad. So that's why I didn't like it. I like the idea of haste. I like that for sure. Okay. All right. Sorry, we had some random person, some bot spamming us in chat. Increased movement is essentially the special ability. Yeah, that's true. If it doesn't tie into the convoluted lore for no reason, what are we even doing here? Well, Damien, I mean, people did vote S tier. So, I mean, if we were going like Z tier, you know, or like F tier, I mean, then, you know, things might be a little bit different. I'm not opposed to it entirely, but, all right. How about this? Okay. All right. We'll do it. We'll do something here. Let's see where we need it. Where do we already? All right. Level 12. Damien, go with me on this one. Okay. 12. Bright stripes. Bright stripes. I'm trying to think of something stupid here. I don't know. Paragon of light and shadow or something, or of light and dark. Okay. Zebra companion gains. Oh, by the way, this is you have to have, this is access Knights of Last Wall. Zebra companion gains plus 1 positive energy damage to all attacks, and all adjacent allies gain the same. The zebra gains 1 negative energy resistance for each zebra Wrangler feat you have, and all allies, all adjacent allies gain the same benefit. Here we go. So there we go. A random stinker. Give all adjacent allies a bonus to intimidation and damage rolls. Once per combat, if all party members are touching this thing at the same time. All right, so stupid it's great. Fantastic. All right, there we go. We do need something for the zealous zeal of zebra. Adjacent allies gain. Yeah. All right. How about that? +2 status bonus to intimidation checks. Oh, you know what? What about this? And a +1 status bonus to damage rolls for each ally adjacent to the zebra. What about that? So, like, if you and your whole party stack up on the zebra, you all get a +5 status bonus to damage. That sounds pretty sick. Also realize, like, from a positioning standpoint, it means that you're going to be very bunched up, which means, you know, your group is weak to AoEs. But, you know, it is that. Exactly, Joshua. Exactly. Could we bump up that damage just a little, maybe? I mean, that's pretty good for Pathfinder 2. It's cumulative. Right? I mean, that's pretty good. A +4 circumstance bonus against Twilight saves as well. I don't even know what that means. Just randomly. Level 18. Zebra hardiness. You are immune to radiation damage. There we go. Well, this has been a disaster of a stream. Such a long archetype, and we haven't made up a nonsense benefit yet. Yeah, I just did. Level 18, Zebra hardiness. You are immune to radiation damage. There we go. There we go. We got it. We did it. It's future-proofing, Strat. It's future-proofing. Now I had Oracle like cost each benefit. Exactly. To tone it back down. There you go. Great for raids. You know, listen, the power of the herd is only limited by the size of the herd. Debbie. That's it. I love this archetype. Right. Think about that, John. John's right. Look at that. Like now people can't get like cool mutant abilities because they're immune to radiation damage. I should put, by the way, you know what? We should be really, we want to make sure that we keep on theme here. Your zebra companion is immune to radiation damage and all adjacent allies as well. There we go. It shares that. We don't know about Zebra Centaur, Joshua. I mean, look, how you want to flavor it is fine. But at level 20, you do get the Zebronic Avatar Fusion, which lets you and your zebra become some sort of balanced Megazord-like zebra creatures. So there is that. There we go. So we'll fill out some of the mechanical details on the server. What I'll probably do is I will make a forum, and I will make one post for each feat, and then if you're a member of the Patreon, we can come in and we can discuss the exact mechanics of each of these feats, and then we'll go back and forth. We'll have a little bit of debate, and then we'll sort of settle on a final decision, and then we will lock in the Zebra Wrangler dedication. I will go through, I will format it up, everything into a legitimate, Pathfinder 2 format like we did with the dedication feat. And then I'll probably publish it as a PDF that will be available to our champions and higher as a funny haha joke. But we'll see what we go for that. So yeah, and maybe as an ultimate, we'll publish it. You know what, Shadram? We'll publish it in Battlecry issue 4, August 22. That's right. That's exactly right. Thank you for doing you're doing my part. So thank you. So thanks everybody for hanging out with us tonight. Yes, it turns out that Battlecry is the April Fool's issue. I am going to be in Vegas. I'm leaving tomorrow, and publish it on Infinite. It will sell. That would be hilarious if that's the first thing that we ever publish, Damien. We'll have to make some sort of new spot in Northern Reaches just for this. This was fun, Cybersmith. Thank you, by the way, for all the incredible support. Cybersmith definitely showing up today and with some nice big super chats. Really appreciate it. Actually, here we go. I didn't really have a super chat goal, but there we go. Zebra hype. So you all thank you so much again for the support on the super chats. Again, obviously we love doing this. We love doing this for you. This stream was thanks to Great Role Playing Debbie, who generously tipped us early on in our archetype, and came in through here and for this. So we did it because of them, and happy to do it. But I'm glad you all got to join in here as well. Jackal Torn Moons, thanks for the stream. Have fun in Vegas. I will. Alyssa says the same. Thank you. I am very much looking forward to having some good times. Always enjoy going with my friends, and it's wintertime here, snowing, it's cold, so it'll be nice to get to some nice 75-degree weather in Vegas. Strat also thinks it could potentially sell on Infinite. I also love that Zebronic Energy is basically just the Zebra version of the Speed Force. Yes, it does whatever the writers need to do. It's totally the Speed Force. Love to do more homebrew design streams. Seems pretty fun. Yeah, I mean, really what it comes down to, honestly, Great Role Playing Debbie, if we're going to be honest here, is if people are interested and we get good views and we get good tips, then we will do stuff like this. Sadly, historically, our streams, like our night school streams, where Bob and I were, or where I was going through and talking about, monster design, encounter design, dungeon design, how to use mechanics in order to create feelings and genres and effects, those have always done very badly. They have always done very poorly, with views, with live viewers, with tips, with support. Now they do tend to get people interested in joining the Patreon, which is fantastic. We love to grow the community, and I love to have people come in and, say, hey, here's $5 or $10 a month. Like, that's fantastic. But, that's the type of stuff that I really, really love to do. And I just love to see more, support from it in that respect. And then you come in and, you do super chat $50. Good tips, you say. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, great role-playing Debbie. That's exactly the type of stuff that I'm talking about. Quite frankly, I love doing what you all ask me to do. And if you're willing to financially support that, I'm happy to do it for you. So thank you so much for that, great role-playing Debbie, even though you already paid for this stream. So you're just being insane at this point. But I am happy to continue to do things like that for sure. But thank you so much for that. Really, really appreciate it. You're a very, very generous individual, and I appreciate your support for this stream and for the others. Strat, those videos are what got me to sign up for the Discord. Yeah, I think those videos are fantastic, Strat. I love talking about them. I love bringing people on. I love having guests for those streams. I love getting guests with different viewpoints from me. I'd love to get Vin on here and talk, design ideas. I'd love to get some of our other heroes that are just out there. Ayla's not a hero, but if she was, get Ayla on here, get Strat on here, and just talk design, talk how we want the mechanics to work for Pathfinder 2 and how we could do stuff with it. So, yeah, design streams are the best streams. People are wrong. Goldacat says same Strat. That's what got me to join up. I will single-handedly support this if who needs food. Well, we really appreciate it. Don't go too crazy. I remember one time they left the Discord because of money, but which was unfortunate. But we had a member of our Patreon who was like talking about how they weren't able to buy themselves dinner, but they wanted to make sure that their $5 a month for the Patreon went through. And so I got their address from our Patreon and I sent them a pizza. Which cost like $30. He lived in Texas, I think, and I live in Ohio. So I do want people to eat rather than support us. I think that's totally fine. It's non-commercial topics, so no money down, but it qualifies people through. Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right. Some of the things that we do don't really gain us popularity. They don't get us a lot of views. They don't get us a lot of, hype. But what it does do is it acts as a filter. And it may not find a lot of people, Goldacat, but it finds the right people, right? And that is what's so important to us, is we understand that our message, our brand, our tone, and quite frankly, the way that we approach role-playing games isn't for everybody. So it's hard for us to find the people who align. But when we do, it's that much sweeter. And we really do enjoy that. Start doing this more and publish community creations on Infinite. I don't know if we're ready. I mean, I respect what designers do. I really do. And so I while it's easy to be flippant and to do it silly and whatever, that's why I really respect what Mark Seifter does, because, he took something which is outrageously stupid and silly, like a dungeon ancestry, and he turned it into a fair and balanced ancestry. And that, despite the fact that we like to gnash our teeth about it, the fact of the matter is part of the reason why you all play Pathfinder 2 is because it's so balanced and fair. And that is, unfortunately, it is exciting to create broken and fun stuff, but unfortunately that stuff can oftentimes lead to a lot of problems as well. So yes, it's not a cult, I promise. Right. There is Mark Seifter, and then there is the item that crit succeeded slow too. That's exactly right. That is exactly right, Strat. Right. And everybody was like, oh, finally a cool item. And it was like day one errata. So it was completely crazy. We're talking about Black Tendril Shot, by the way, if you're not familiar. I want to do a stream where I argue that Cypher should win Bob's tournament. Yeah, I like the group stream. I don't know. What do you all think? Do you guys like the streams with where we have multiple guests? I always worry that when I have multiple guests, it is harder for me to interact with the chat, right? Because I'm talking to my guests. They're talking, I'm responding. And I feel like the chat is a little bit more backseat So, that's something we're going to be playing with up at the studio. So, yeah. I like the streams with more Bob and Smith. Well, you're going to get a lot more of those, Kragan, because now that we have the studio, it's going to be nice. I don't know if they're going to be able to get out there, every week. But I'm hoping that at least, 2 times a month, we can do a sort of in-person live stream with several guests up at the studio, talking to chat, taking your calls and stuff like that, and interacting with you in that way. Yeah, John, we're working on that. We're actually going to put in some screens so that we can read chat and see chat while we're doing our show live from the studio. We also have people like Bob's brother, Danny, who is into tech and into video games and streaming and stuff like that. He's never done it, but he's interested in it, and he's a smart guy. And he might act as sort of our producer and be the one who's manning the console, manning the computer, right? Because I have a screen with the chat, and I use my mouse, and I can click on your name, and that's how I control what chat pops up. But yeah, I like one person with you. You're a lot, Derek. I like that, but some extra sauce on the side helps. I couldn't agree with you anymore. I mean, that is what our channel was founded on, was this idea of a sort of a group dynamic. And I miss that. I like talking to you all. And I think we have a great rapport back and forth. Our streams are always small enough that we're able to kind of keep it pretty, friendly and chatty, but yeah, for sure. Yeah, Damien, I thought that was a really fun stream. It did horribly, but I did enjoy the stream. And Shadram, you're exactly correct. I mean, the idea here is this is the conversation starter, then keep talking about it on the Patreon Discord. And that's kind of the whole idea. You're a lot, Derek, is such a mood. Is this? Oh, okay. I was like, is this Alyssa? Hi, Alyssa. By the way, Alyssa in chat here is my good friend who is going to be moving home here shortly. She is a board game enthusiast, RPG enthusiast as well. She's actually played quite a bit of RPGs with me, indie games, Monster Hearts, Quiet Year. Might be a guest on some future streams. So looking forward to having her on. Let's see here. Your role is antagonistic. Respect. You pay for that privilege. Even more respect. I love to see it. And that is ultimately what we're here for, Damien. You need to join the Patreon so you can tell me I'm wrong. I love people disagreeing with me. I love it when people come up with different ideas. I don't always necessarily agree with your opinion, but if it's well reasoned and well argued, I will certainly respect it. And even if I'm not going to play my game differently. That is definitely what we are trying to promote here. And I have learned a lot from you all from our many, many, many conversations. And I always certainly respect the opinions of so many of you who differ from me. And I try to make sure that we do not have any sort of groupthink or echo chamber, because I really, really want people to, respect each other's differences and learn from those differences. And that's kind of what Knights of Last Call is all about. All right. So with that, 9:30, we will not be going live Tuesday because I'm going to still be in Las Vegas. I'm catching a red eye Tuesday night to come home. But you know what happened last time I was in Vegas? We did a lot of shorts. I think I did about 8 or 10 shorts the last time I was in Vegas. So I'll probably do some shorts, especially if, I don't know, massive news breaks like the last time I was in Las Vegas in December, when the OGL stuff started coming out and everybody was flipping out about OGL. So let me know if you want to see some shorts, if you want to see some fun conversations from me in Vegas. I will certainly do it. Yeah, D&D under monetized. That's right. That's exactly right, Casey. I listened to that call in my hotel room in Vegas so that I could actually talk about it intelligently in a quick series of 60-second shorts. But that's exactly right. That's when that happened. So that is going to do it for me. I will catch you next Thursday. But again, I might be on with some shorts throughout the weekend here. Thanks again for your support. Thanks again for sticking with us through this archetype. The link is in the description below if you want to see all of our rankings. Let me know if you agree with some of them or if you disagree with some of them. It was a long haul, and we did manage to do all of them, at least until, I don't know, Rage of Elements or something comes out, and now we're behind. But for the time being, we have, or like Tian Sha. But for right now, we have them all rated. So I will take that. I will take that W. Just want to say, I'll miss you, but it'll be a nice break. Keep in mind, we are going to be launching Northern Reaches Season 2 here in the next couple of weeks. We did a long stream on that Tuesday. Check out that VOD if you want to learn about what Northern Reaches Season 1 was. If you want to hear a little bit about what Northern Reaches Season 2 is going to be, there's still an opportunity to shape it. Smith is still polishing the final pieces. So now is the time for you to really get some of your ideas and thoughts in here. These are always a living, breathing document. And, we are certainly willing to change things. So that's going to be a big deal for us. Tickets are going to launch alongside Northern Reaches Season 2, Frostjack. That is correct. That is the plan. So that is the plan. Yeah, I'll miss you, but I'll spend a couple days. Yeah, 100%. I will definitely be on the Discord, but I'm going to try to be on vacation. So you'll have to forgive me if I don't spend as much time on the Discord, at least for a couple of days, but you guys will be fine. Smith's on there a bunch. He's going to be writing all weekend. His kids are out of town, like with their grandparents. His wife's going on a trip with some of her college friends or something. So I think Smith has like the house to himself for a weekend. He says there's no work. It's just Northern Reaches, Northern Reaches, Northern Reaches. So it's going to be pretty sweet. I'm looking forward to seeing what he comes up with. All right, everybody, I'm going to get going. Thank you so much for joining me, and we will see you next time on Knights of Last Call. Peace out.